Trump has been wrong on virtually everything with respect to Ukraine and with respect to Iran and respect to the with respect to the Caribbean. And let's talk about these in order. It was about a year, probably more than a year ago, that Trump had Vladimir Zelensky in the White House and told him he had no ability to fight against Russia and that they would lose. Trump, it was an embarrassment in front of the nation, in front of the world, the way Trump treated Zelensky, who, in my view, is a war hero and a leader, which Trump is not. But Trump told him time and time again, and he said to the American public, Russia can't lose, and Zelensky just ought to cave and give away its territory and its people to Russia. This is the way Trump looks at the United States, but that's beside the point at the moment. And I'm skipping over the fact that Trump told us he would settle the war or resolve the war between Russia and Ukraine the moment he got into office, and it would only take him a day. Russia is barely hanging on. They've had something like 375,000 troops killed or injured, maybe more. They've lost all sorts of weapon systems, and now they're having their energy infrastructure struck and significantly damaged by the Ukrainians. Far from losing the war, they are clearly holding the Russians off, and it is now leaning towards Ukraine winning the war. Trump is wrong. He is just wrong on this. So what did he then do? He went into started bombing in the Caribbean. This is Operation War Crimes. He started bombing people in fishing boats in the Caribbean with no proof that they were engaged in narco drug smuggling or involved in any type of terrorist activity against the United States. There's been no proof of that shown to the American people, and they were stuck. They were either in Venezuelan and international waters, and it's simply a war crime. He lied to the American people. Hegseth lied to the American people, and probably little Marco Rubio also lied to the American people. Then we went into Venezuela and took out its elected, albeit falsely and fraudulently, leader, and brought he and his wife to the United States, and left in place a regime that's just as bad or worse than what Maduro was, and has done nothing for the either American people or Venezuelan people, and we can call that operation more fraud. Then let's talk about Iran, because everything he's done with Iran has been a lie and wrong. Last June, under Operation Midnight Hammer, Trump and Hegseth, and I don't remember if General Kane said as well, we had obliterated the nuclear sites of Iran and put them back forever with respect to the nuclear capabilities. Nothing was further from the truth. We didn't do that. We didn't accomplish that. And the goal might have been a laudable goal, but the execution, not the execution, but the results were not what the liars were saying to us. So then we end up this year with Trump saying he had a feeling, he just had a feeling that Iran was going to attack everybody in the Middle East and was building a nuclear weapon, notwithstanding the fact that 8 months before he'd said that those facilities were obliterated. Even though the intelligence told him not to do it because Iran could close the Strait of Hormuz, he said, oh, that wouldn't happen. He was dead on wrong on everything. Iran still has its nuclear capabilities, at least somewhat intact. They still have the uranium that they need, albeit buried underground. Now that it turns out the American intelligence is telling us that they have come close to rebuilding all of the damaged drone and weapon systems that had been knocked out early in the war. And in fact, they've done significant damage to our bases and our allies in the Middle East. Trump is just wrong on virtually everything, and this is what happens when you have a guy on a drunken adulterer who's ahead on Fox News dealing with probably a sober adulterer and all in the White House. That this is the best they can do is hide and lie and be wrong on all of it.